in almost every game imaginable, there exists only a finite number of possible outcomes. A fixed number of rounds with a scoring system, perhaps. Hard-coded consequences of the latest AAA RPGs. All the possible permutations and decisions to be made with a pack of playing cards. Granted, in many of these systems, that finite number of outcomes is still vast, especially for our poor little brains. But it is still limited and constrained by the logic of the rules, in a way that one can only take such a game so far before the repetition kicks in. And as Albert Einstein once said, logic can take you from A to B, but imagination can take you anywhere. So join us as we delve into discussions encompassing the world of tabletop RPGs, particularly the world-renowned, much beloved, and vastly popular Dungeons & Dragons, where our imaginations allow the game to be whatever we want.
Woo! Yeah! Woo!
The end. Wait, no, that's not right. That's the beginning. Welcome to whatever this podcast is going to be called. We still don't know because we're amazing.
We're amazing, and we haven't come up with a name because it's got to be a great name.
I'm Sounds of the Wild. Who are you?
I'm the Arctic Pine.
What? Wow, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. It's great that we can be meeting in such a great audio scene.
Imagine meeting the first ever time while recording a podcast. That must suck. Although I guess people do that all the time when they have guest people on.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh no, I don't know. You still have like a bit before where you can be like, "Hi,
yeah,
I'm me. You're you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming and being on my podcast." Anyway, I digress. I've already picked up my dice bag to start fiddling with it. Such is the problem with me and fiddling with things. Right, I'm putting the dice down, otherwise it's going to be a horrible clacking sound the whole time.
Put the dice away.
We're going to talk about some D&D.
Woo, D&D.
Pine, what's D&D?
D&D is Dungeons and Dragons, where you let your imagination run wild and destroy the DM's story plans.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
And their hopes and dreams. And
yep.
all the time they put into it. To make that massive dungeon. And the player's like, what dungeon? I don't care. I want to go play with that horse or something. I don't know.
That has actually happened to me, but not a dungeon. I made a whole island, and you guys were like, "One NPC said it was scary, so we're not going there." It's like, okay,
brilliant. So, for context, we played D&D together.
Yeah.
In fact, initially I played in your game,
Yep.
and then it was like, "Oh, this is fun. I'm going to make a game," and then you played in my game.
Yeah.
And in between that, there was also another game that started that we both joined. So it's kind of like every permutation of DM and player we've got going on. So it's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to talk about D&D, and I think we've finished the intro now. Should we move on from intro universe to discussion universe?
Ooh. Yes.
Entering fantasy warp drive. We are now in DM discussions. We can discuss DM things.
Transition.
I know, right? I bet it sounded amazing. I don't know yet because I haven't edited it, but who cares?
Insert amazing transition music here.
Note to self. Yes. D&D. Today we're talking about getting into it.
Yes.
Are you into it?
I'm very into it.
I'm into it. How did you get into it?
So I actually got into Dungeons and Dragons by listening to a podcast called The Adventure Zone, which I believe many people will know.
Podcast.
Yeah, podcast.
Swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is that the right phrase for this context? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's close enough.
But yeah, they've got branched into other games now, but their first game that they played was Dungeons and Dragons. And I binged Balance, which was the what they named that section, in like a month. Like, I just fell in love with how the game was played. And then I lost myself in D&D and started to find other podcasts and eventually find games to play in. But yeah, it was my intro.
I did it pretty much backwards to that. So a big YouTube bunch of people who I've been watching for years, called the Yogscast. In 2016, a little group of them splintered off and started High Rollers, which I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to watch this. And I watched like the first 10 episodes, and then my degree kicked in pretty hard, and I completely lost track of it. And I pretty much didn't think about the D&D at all for 5 years. And then last year, you were like, hey, Sounds, I've got a spot in D&D. You want to come play? And I was like, sure, I always wanted to do that, but never got around to it. And holy... Are we allowed to swear on this?
Sure.
Holy shitballs. Did I have a good time? And then I did the same thing as you, where I went back to High Rollers and binge watched the entirety of Campaign 2 so far, which is like 140 episodes, all 3 hours long, in the space of like 2 months.
Yeah.
It was on like all day, every day while I was working, because I work from home and just have it on in the background.
Yeah. Watching and listening to other people play, I definitely think is one of the best ways to start in the world, especially if you don't have a game to play in yourself. I can't even imagine to think about how many hours worth of content I have listened, watched about Dungeons and Dragons now.
I think it also helps if you've got an addictive personality like me and you just want more at the beginning. Like, you get into it, you're like, oh my god, I'm addicted, I want more, but people aren't around, help. Oh wow, there's 300 hours of content for me to watch.
Yeah, it's good.
On one channel. It's great. So yeah, that was that. Help.
Yeah.
I probably need help. Do we need help? Nah, we're fine.
Nah, it's healthy, honestly.
To be fair, I think I do socialise more, having started D&D.
Yeah.
In several ways. Like, I'm more confident. I talk to people more just by playing it.
Yeah.
I even get to talk to other friends I didn't talk to as much before by starting my own game, which they now play in. Yeah. So, win-win-win. Yeah. I'm just a massive nerd.
I do actually think it's really good for your mental health, but that's a topic for another podcast.
Writes down podcast title for next time. Section or point 2 that we've got written down here.
Yep.
I guess I've sort of half answered this. My answer was 5 years. How long did it take you to find a game?
So it didn't actually take me that long. So obviously I got addicted to the podcast. I think it wasn't within the first month that I was there that I tried to get into a game. But I think the reason I binged it so quickly was because this is going to sound really bad, but I didn't talk to anyone at the time. All my friends had gone to uni, and I didn't have any people in my home area. So I was like, no, I'm going to go find someone. And I joined a community game in my town. And I think upon thinking, I want to play, and finding the game, it was relatively quick. I think it only took me like a week or two. Huh?
Brave child.
I know, it was terrifying going to that first game.
I was scared enough doing my first game in front of people I'd known for like a year and a half and was good friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, my confidence is boosted now, but I would not have been able to do that. It was my first game.
Yeah, it wasn't. The thing is, as well, it was in the town centre, or the town centre, and we played on a Saturday and finished at like 9 o'clock at night, and then I had to walk 5 minutes to the bus stop to get home. And I was like, oh, this is yeah, it's definitely worth it, sure.
Do you remember? Actually, no, I'll go over my one first, because like I said, it was like basically 5 years between discovering D&D and actually playing. But there was like a point, I think it was in 2017, where a friend of a friend was going to run a campaign. I was like, oh, cool, that sounds fun. I'll make a character. But again, this was during the time where I was like intrigued, but I had no free time. So I wasn't fully buzzed about it and like obsessed with it yet. So that just sort of died. And then I forgot about it again for another 4 years. And then, yeah, you invited me. So happy days. That's my end of the story. What do you remember about that first game?
Oofed. I remember my character. I played a Tabaxi Ranger as my first character. And she had a hawk with her. I really liked the character that I built, but the game was very go here, kill this, rinse and repeat. I didn't get to RP. I really don't remember much of the gameplay whatsoever. Just, it didn't grasp me. So I did actually switch and try a different community game, but that, again, didn't have consistent games. You'd swap DMs every week, and so I only lasted a little while in that one. And then it was about 3 to 4 years before I got into a proper campaign.
Crikey.
Yeah. And I kind of do consider the campaign that I got into, I think I started like 2 years ago. And I kind of consciously consider that my first game, because it's the first time I properly got to play the game.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It feels like if you're playing with, inconsistent DMs and there's lots of linearity and, like you said, go here, kill this. That seems like some of the early editions where it's all just about, here's a dungeon. Do the dungeon. You're done. Hooray. Have experience and money. As opposed to what it is now, where it's like a fucking huge, massive multiverse of craziness where you can do anything, depending on what your DM throws at you.
Definitely. Especially coming from having listened to the whole of the Adventure Zone, which is a lot more about the RP and the story and a big epic ending, meeting NPCs and all that. And then to go from that to, it's all combat, wasn't the greatest thing, but I did meet some good people. So.
Well, that's the best thing about D&D, right? Meeting and or improving relationships with people. It's great fun. Definitely. It's kind of weird how you can bond with someone over fake bonding, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
My first game, I'll tell you what I remember the most about my first game. Again, this was before the confidence boost that D&D gave me, so I was terrified, even though it was with you guys, and I was already friends with most of you. Yeah. The thing that weirded me is I wasn't sure what level of realism the RP would entail, and the thing that threw me off right in the beginning was that, like, I turned up, like, because I was a replacement, right? Because you had a campaign going, you didn't know I'd like D&D beforehand, you had someone else in it, they left, and you sort of reached out to me. Yeah. So I turned up like session 4 or something, and I was like, these characters already have a bit of a bond going, even if it's only 4 sessions in, and I've just turned up. Why are they going to trust me? But they just sort of did, and I wasn't prepared for the aspect of just like that happening. And I guess obviously now I'm a DM, I kind of understand that there is an element of the game where players and DMs are kind of expected to work together, because there's no point in playing Dungeons and Dragons if one of you is just going to be an arsehole and ruin everyone else's time. Yeah. So I wasn't ready for them to just be like, oh, you're a new guy, you're just standing there randomly outside this warehouse, come join us with this secret dragon egg and all the other stuff that's going on that we wouldn't tell anyone else at all, purely because you're a player character. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm confused. Okay, whatever, let's jump in it. So yeah, that threw me off for a bit, but
I think
what it
Yeah,
turned
I
into.
think that was a good way to get into it, and it fit the character who did that, because I feel like if potentially it was other people and there was this new person coming in, there would be a little bit of characters being like, oh, who are you? I don't trust you, and like get to know you a bit. But you are all working as a team to go, we're gonna find a way to be able to trust this new person because we want them to come play. But because of how chaotic, are we saying names? Don't we say names?
I mean, most of the names I would refer to are not even real names, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just purely because of the chaotic nature of Jar Jar, who is the most seasoned player in that game. And he is playing a chaotic character who is just like, yeah, you seem like a cool person, let's go.
I do love how chaotically he plays this game. I remember the other day, this is completely off topic, but a couple of weeks ago, I suppose he's tried to steal things a few times in the campaign. What session are we on, like 25 or something?
22?
22 or something.
23?
He's tried to steal things maybe 2 or 3 times before.
Yeah.
And usually to not much success, or he just gets a small trinket. And randomly at the beginning of a session, he just turns to my character and goes, want to steal a bed? And I was like, what? Excuse me? We're going to go over to that house and steal a bed. And they're not going to know what hit them. And we're going to have our bed on our ship because we have a little boat. And we'll sleep comfortably by stealing a bed. And I was just like, sure, let's go.
I think that is one of my favourite things I have had to improv just off the fly, because you guys are like, fuck it, we're going to do this completely random thing. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that is one of the main things I love about Dungeons and Dragons. It's just like, that's just this random idea that's popped into my head. Let's go do it.
Like you couldn't do that in a. This is what I love about Dungeons and Dragons. Words, and comparing it to other games. Hence why I did the whole intro about hard-coded outcomes and whatever else it was, permutations of decisions and numbers and maths and logic. You couldn't just load up Skyrim, go into someone's house to steal their bed. Like,
no.
I know, sure, you can go into Skyrim, find a bucket and put it over their head, and that's funny, but like...
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good. So good. Point number 4. I did terribly at this, so you're probably going to have to delete this one. Ways to find a game or people to play with. I mean, we've kind of already covered how we did it.
Yeah.
And my way of doing it was not doing anything about it for 5 years and let someone else do all the work. Over to you.
So, I mean, you could obviously do what I did the first time. Look on social media, Facebook. Look at your local comic book place to see if they've got any games running. And you'll find a lot of them do actually do community games. And although I didn't particularly get on with how they run it, different shops will obviously run it different ways. You'll get different DMs, and it could very much be something that someone else would enjoy. And I know a lot of people do enjoy just that part of D&D where you just go here, kill this, combat. Like, some people really do enjoy it. And like I say, I made a great friend there, and so that's definitely one way you can get into it. The other piece of advice I probably give is literally ask anyone you know, because honestly, you'd be surprised how many people are interested or willing to play. Because I know Leaky in our group, I never would have expected him to be interested until we mentioned it, and he was like, oh yeah, that's interesting, I might want to try that sometime. And that's when I was like, oh, well, I might run a game. Let's see who else in the community wants to play. And I honestly expected him to drop out after a week or two because I didn't think it would be his thing. But he has really gotten into it. Like, yeah. he's even considering DMing one-shots and bits and pieces.
Oh, awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't really have much to add because, like I said, I did nothing about it for 5 years and then went, went ham. But just to offer other options, I know Roll20, which is an online app that we use to actually play the games online because of COVID and the fact that we're spread out halfway across the country. One of us is in the US.
Yeah.
There's a feature on there called Looking for Players. So if you really want to go out there and go a complete randos, you can always do that.
Yeah.
Who knows how that will end up? But you know, you always hear those success stories of random people meeting online doing crazy stuff. But then you also hear the tragedies. So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way to get into it. I mean, if you could really look out and find an amazing group to play with, you might get a few rubbish ones, but I mean, if you're interested, keep trying.
Technically speaking, obviously we didn't meet through Roll20, but our group did all meet online. Almost all. Apart from like a couple of people who knew each other in real life. So, in a way, we kind of did that, but also kind of didn't.
Yeah. So, the other point I was going to bring up on this, is a lot of people don't play because they don't find someone to DM. Like, because obviously that is, to begin with, is such a daunting thing. And to be fair, I still find it pretty daunting. But even though I was the first person to DM, I kind of took that role and was like, I really want to play. I want to get these people involved. So I'll step up. I'll be the DM. And you could do that by even just running a couple of one-shots. And then, like, I've found that you've now started DMing a game. Forrest started DMing a game. Danny's prepared to run games in the Star Trek game. And Leaky's considering doing some one-shots. So, like, even if you don't want to DM, just give it a go, just at least to try and get other people to pick up the mantle.
On a related note, point number 5. DM or player? Question mark. What do you have to say on this statement?
I'm curious to hear yours first, actually.
Mine first. Hold on, I hadn't thought that far ahead.
I can do mine first if you want.
Go for it.
Well, obviously, I picked up DMing because I wanted to run games that I would like to play in. Obviously, flashing back again, I didn't want to be in games that were all combat anymore. So that's why I started DMing, because I tried to do it in the past, and then I obviously did it here. I was like, yeah, I'm going to run this game, and it's going to try and make it really interesting for everyone. And I do enjoy doing it, but I much rather being a player. Just because sometimes I don't have the energy I feel to be able to put in enough to be a good DM. And my favourite thing about D&D, or one of my favourite things, is seeing like plot twists and what the fuck moments and reveals about people's backstory. And as the DM, you kind of don't get that because you know everybody's backstories and where you're going with the story.
Could you imagine if you managed to plot twist yourself? You probably have to be like schizophrenic or something to do that, but it'll be funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's what? He's whose son? I don't remember writing this. No, that's interesting. I'm a bit more torn. I think I certainly felt the first few sessions DMing. I should point out that I'm only 10 sessions in, so it's still new for me. But the first few were definitely stressful in that I'm not usually the center of attention of things. So that was one thing. Keeping track of everything was another. I instantly decided to jump straight head first into the deep end and go with full RP like voices for characters and things like that. Always forgetting whose voices is who.
Best way.
The one thing I hate, but it's sort of like a love-hate thing, is when I improvise something. I was actually talking to you about this the other day. When I improvise something and then a character immediately asks me questions about it and I'm not ready for it. Usually it's names. It's like, I just need to... you're selling me this stuff. I just need to check with our blacksmith to see how much it's worth. Oh yeah, what's the blacksmith's name? Oh, Yondu. It's basically what happens in my head. So, yeah, there's that stuff. But at the same time, I think when I'm DMing, I'm invested in what's going on 100% of the time. Whereas occasionally in playing games, there are moments where I'm just sort of like, I don't really care what the other character's buying at the moment. If they're getting, I don't know, a ring of protection or something. Just sort of tiny moments where I zone out for a second. And yeah, I've made it sound like I don't like playing now. I really do.
No, I get what you mean,
just
though.
a tiny bit of like my attention wandering.
I think one of the things about that, though, is that we play online, which I feel prevents some of the things you would get around a table, like players being able to quietly discuss between themselves while someone else is taking their turn in combat or RPing with the DM. You can just like whisper and have like little moments between each other, and you can't do that when you're in, say, a Discord call, because everyone's would be trying to talk over each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, long story short, from my experiences, I probably love both roughly equally, even if I do find DMing more stressful. Yeah, that's the difference to me. I love them both equally. One of them is certainly a high-octane, stressful situation. One of them is much more casual, but they're both really fun.
Yeah. I definitely think I'm enjoying DMing more now than when I tried to do it the first time, purely because I get the sense that the players are enjoying what I'm giving them, if that makes sense. Like,
you don't need to get a sense. I can stand here, hand on heart, and tell you that I enjoy what you're giving me as a player when you DM, so...
I appreciate it.
And I challenge any of the other 5 players to disagree with me. Or Erethyr will cast Arms of Adar on them again.
But yeah, just I think that positivity back from the players really helps boost my mood when DMing. And it even just the little bits like watching you guys RP between yourselves for little moments. I love watching those.
We'll come to that later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of my favourite things about DMing is when players fully interact with an NPC.
Yes.
And like get fully into it. You must know there's more than me because we've literally like adopted 2 of your NPCs. I suppose you've probably kind of adopted one of mine as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I think we've mentioned before when we've had chats about this that there's a line to edge between having an NPC that the party adopts and having an NPC that the DM is basically playing as. You have to have a level of distance between that NPC, but when it works, which I think it has worked for us in the games we're in, it's jolly good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Jolly good fun, I say. I do say so, sir. Yes.
My issue is, well, not issue, but you guys are trying to essentially convince 2 NPCs to just join your adventures.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if we look at this logically, with the context of what I said earlier about how my character just appeared and everyone trusted him, my guy literally approached the party, lied to their faces about who he was. They were like, sure, come and help us. These people have sold us goods. They've helped us out in our adventures, and we've had lovely conversations with them. Why wouldn't we trust them and want to bring them along with us? And why wouldn't they want to come?
Because they both have established businesses in their
And
place.
you said that both of them have wanted to explore the world.
Yeah, but not get killed in some adventuring party.
They don't have to go in the dungeons. They just have to be our friends.
We'll see how it resolves and may end up talking about this in future episodes.
For context, my character is romantically interested in one of them, which is why I argue for it so strongly. But
yeah.
would you break Erethyl's heart?
Don't tempt me. That's part of being a DM.
But if you break Erethyl's heart, you break my heart.
You make the players laugh, you make them cry.
To be fair, that is life goals.
Yeah.
Getting a player to cry, like,
Oh.
in a good way. Obviously, I don't want them to, like, you know, storm off pissed off at crying. I want them to cry because something emotional has happened in the game that they're attached to.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Life goals.
Yeah.
Especially since I've seen it happen on high rollers.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Point number 6. Learning the rules.
Learning the
And yes, I did spell that DARULEZ. I feel like this is actually quite an easy one to go for. Like, well, unless you're starting complete from scratch and you're the DM and it's your first time playing as a DM, that's the difficulty. But if you're playing with other people who've played before, or at least a DM who's played before, you kind of just learn as you go.
Yeah.
And that just solves everything. It's like, okay, we're having a fight now. You need to roll an initiative roll. What's an initiative roll? Well, you have your dexterity and your proficiency and you roll d20 and you see if you're better than anyone else. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember if that was the right stats. I just dropped it out of my top of my head. Probably should know that because I'm a DM, but who cares? See, you don't even need to learn the rules. I'm a DM and I don't know the rules. Hooray! Also, the number of times still, we've been playing this game for like a year and a half and we're just like, what's the wrong with that again?
Yeah. I'm not 100% on all of the rules. There's still a lot that I don't know.
What are the rules?
But yeah, I kind of learn on the go / learn through podcasts. But it's definitely, I definitely think if you can learn on the go, if you're joining people who've played, that is one of the easiest and best ways to do it.
Which way do you round damage if you have to roll half an odd number?
What?
For damage resistance.
No,
I deal 11 lightning damage to your monster, but he's resistant to lightning damage. How much damage does he take?
Oh, he takes half, rounded down.
Yay, we remember the rules.
Yeah. And you mentioned about DMs having, if you're all new, and DMs having to learn more. I mean, yes, you're gonna have to know more because you're making monsters and learning stat blocks and making maps and all that. But I think what's holds some people back is thinking they have to know everything before they DM. But you can do your first session and essentially still learn as you go. Like when something comes up, go, we'll just check to see how this is done.
As long as you've got the basics down, like skill checks, initiative, turn order and attack rolls and damage rolls. And it's like, that'll do.
Yeah.
Advantage and disadvantage.
Basically, yeah. And I still think we still mess up every now and again, and rulings will go different ways depending on which DM you ask.
But that's why we have a DM.
Yes.
It's up to them.
Yes, indeed.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to throw in a point that we haven't put on here, which I think we actually meant to put on here because I remember first discussing this. DM harshness.
Right.
Discuss.
That's such an open topic.
I feel like, I don't really know because obviously I've never sat in my own game. I feel like I want to let anything go that can. If someone wants to do something, unless it is like absurd and it's just beyond the realms of normality and existence and possibility, then I want it to happen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think you are pretty open to most things that come up, but at the same time, I don't think we've proposed anything too wild yet.
True. I'm certainly, I feel like I want to lean towards, besides the core rules, I want to lean towards rules as intended. Like, there's an item and a spell I've got, both of my characters can do this, where you can hide based on being in low levels of cover or whatever. Like, not low levels of cover. Something that will mildly affect visibility, like fog or foliage. It only has to be something small.
Yeah.
But then my character can hide. But the thing is, the ability specifically lists things like fog or foliage. And I'm like, well, surely there's going to be 100 other things that would count for that.
Yeah.
And as a DM, if that came up, I'd be like, sure, you can hide behind a waterfall. I don't know. Is that a good example? Waterfalls are translucent. You could see someone behind a waterfall, but at the same time, it's all distorted. So who knows? Things like that. I don't know. I'm rambling now. Ramble.
I don't know where I'd, from like a player's perspective, I don't know where I'd be placed on the harshness scale. I think I'm pretty lenient, but not drastically.
I feel like if we're talking from all the way to literally occasionally lets a rule that is well written and well defined go, all the way up to you have to stick to everything written as it is. You're like all the way to the left, the first side, but then forward one notch, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I suppose.
So if you had like a little dial, you'd be, and it goes from like pointing left to pointing right, left being lenient, right being harsh. You're at like 10 o'clock. That's what I'd say.
I think that's partially because I think having those really cool moments and that bit of this isn't really how this is supposed to go, but this would make a really cool story moment. I like that. But there are some things you do have to have limits on to make things somewhat I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. Realistic?
Yeah, and also to, impose expectations for the future as well. If you let something go once, why wouldn't you let it go 100 other times and then it sort of gets boring?
Yeah.
I guess one of the things I've always kind of wanted to be able to do, and it's sort of built in, I feel like we haven't mentioned this yet, we should. Both of us love sorcerers, right?
Yes.
We love spellcasters and we love sorcerers. I always feel like there should be some level of sort of esoteric willpower behind what spells do, whereas the rules as written is literally just, here's a spell slot, here's the spell's effects.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be some level of, if a character for some reason can explain to me that they're really fucking trying with this spell, like their whole life has led to this moment, and they're gonna somehow do something, they're gonna expend an extra spell slot in one turn, even though it's got nothing to do with the rules. I want to let that happen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. That's the sort of leniency I feel like I want to lean towards.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I like having inspiration for. Like as a player, that's what I want to use my inspiration for, is that bit of maybe I've run out of spell slots, but I really want this moment to happen because it could save someone's life or something. Can I use my inspiration to cast this spell? And I have done that before, with the caveat that I took, I think it was like 4 levels of exhaustion because it was a 4th level spell.
Oof.
Yeah,
that's a lot of exhaustion.
So I my character saved someone's life, but almost nearly killed herself.
That is an epic moment.
Yeah.
How many levels of exhaustion does it take to die?
6.
6. Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun segue.
Yeah.
Should we return to the list of things we were going to talk about?
Probably.
Point number 7. Getting comfortable with roleplay.
Yes.
I mean, not to teach your grandma to suck eggs or whatever the bloody phrase is, but it comes with experience, right?
Yeah, it
the more
definitely...
you play, the more it happens, and it's just natural.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna, for most people, feel a bit embarrassing the first time, because obviously not everyone has a history in acting or improv. But yeah, definitely the more you do it and the more comfortable you get with the people around the table, the better you'll get at it. I must admit, I'm still not fully comfortable doing RP. Even though it is like my favourite part of a game, it's still nerve-wracking for me when I'm like, I just want to have this quick conversation with someone.
I think, much as this is the case with me for all things, I love every aspect of RP apart from choosing the damn words. My brain knows what I want to convey emotionally and meaning-wise. I've got my voice ready. I've got my motives behind what my character wants to say. I don't know what words are supposed to come out of the character's mouth.
Yeah.
And so I just stutter and look like an idiot. I probably exaggerate, and it doesn't happen nearly as often as I think it does. But
No.
that's probably my big thing with RP.
Yeah. I think
Good fun though.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you've got a DM who's encouraging it, it definitely helps. And other people around the table, if they're involved in more role play and involve you more, and you push yourself out of your comfort zone to do it, it's definitely helps. And just having an encouraging environment. But yeah, you should definitely push yourself to do it, and in time, I believe.
Yeah.
Confidence, yeah.
Well, here's the thing: you don't have to roleplay all of it. Like, I think voices are a point of contention with some people. I love doing them because they're fun, but I think that's the only reason someone should do them, because you love doing them and they're fun.
Yeah.
If you're more comfortable with roleplaying just by saying stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, you want to maybe convey some emotion every now and then and put a bit of a, I don't know, why would you do this to me kind of thing on. That doesn't mean you have to talk in a southern accent like I do all the time in my campaign, you know. Like I said, I fucking love voices, that's why I do them. Although I'm so glad that Leaky didn't join my campaign, because there is going to be a point where a bunch of the characters could be Scottish, so that'll be fun. For reference, Leaky is Scottish, and he would just murder me for my attempt of butchering his accent.
Oh, I can remember when I tried to do a Scottish accent and I did one line and went, nope, I'm not sticking with this.
It's going to be trying to conjure it in the moment. I can do a Scottish accent if you give me a minute to think about it, but I can't just do it like that at the moment. Whereas apparently I can when I want to do this American one, you know? Probably because I've been doing it for the last 10 sessions.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely don't feel like you have to have a character voice straight away. Or at any point if you don't want one. I know that I do, as a DM, I try and put a lot of voices on and have ideas for how people talk. But when I'm playing, I don't really have that many voices or much of a change to my voice when I'm playing. And that is something I want to change, but that is the personal thing. Like, I want to be able to have a distinction between, I'm asking this question to the players and I'm in character now, so like I want to have this as a conversation in character. But that's more of a personal thing.
I don't really know why I don't do voices for characters. I feel like I should and want to, but I just don't.
I don't. For most people that my players and people that I play with don't actually do it. The only person I know who does it is Jar Jar. And he has vastly more experience with Dungeons and Dragons and them others.
And he also frequently, the first time he speaks for a session, goes, "Oh wait, hold on, wrong voice."
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Well, you know what? I think that just about rounds up this episode DM discussions. I say this episode. I've now just committed us to doing this podcast every episode. Yay for us.
Well, gonna have to get a day booked in.
Maybe I should just dub over that this episode, and we can just have like one of those really awkward dubs where every time I say week, we just put episode over the top. I'm not doing that. I can't be asked.
No,
but
we're just gonna have to commit to weekly instead, because that's a lot less work.
Yep. Definitely less work. One edit versus doing something every week. Yep. But it does mean we get to go onto the fantasy hyperdrive or whatever it was I called it earlier again, to transition to favourite moments.
New segment, Whacha!
Welcome to Whacha, this part of the podcast. Favourite moments. Yeah, so in this section, we're just going to talk about some of the fun stuff we've done in D&D, in our various games, recently-ish. Mine's quite a few weeks ago. I was going to do one that's from months ago, but I forgot most of the details, so. You can tell how much I love this game.
The moments really stick with you.
Where do you want to go?
Okay, so one of my favourite moments that I've had recently was when, in your campaign, there's a really edgy rogue character in our game, and my character Amnesty is she's not a particularly law-abiding citizen herself, but in her head, she's had more experience and is a lot less risk-takey than, I'm just going to drop the name, Hal is, so that character. So she had a chat with him when we were traveling and basically had like you need to sort your shit out if you're going to keep with this group. And he was very dismissive of it, obviously. But then later that night, we were on patrol together and we had a little bit of bonding, learnt a bit about his backstory, which was good. And then later on in the session, we got to see him drunk. And he was all chubby with the group and calling the friendliest person in our little group. I've forgotten his full name. I just call him Zumi. Imazuma?
Inazuma, yeah.
Inazuma. Yeah, so he's been trying to get Hal to be his friend since they met. And Hal was going around going, yeah, that's my friend. It's like, hey. It was such a great moment, just purely because it was the most this character spoke. And because it came after the talk of hey, do you really want to travel with us? What the fuck? And then it was like, hey, what's up?
We're going to sound like a bunch of wannabe alcoholics because mine also includes role-playing as drunk. So circumstances had it that of our 6 players in your campaign, 3 of them were away, but it just so happened to be around a time where not too much was going on in the world. It was kind of downtimey, not long-term downtime, but a few days where we didn't have to do anything important. And one thing led to another. We ended up in a pub.
As you do.
And all 3 of our characters got wasted. And we just had some fun chats, like talking about how one of the characters is scared of owls. One of them is the second coming of Jesus. Well, I suppose the first coming of Jesus. They haven't had Jesus in the real world, in that world. But yeah, that'll be fun. And then my favourite part. So we've got this stupid acronym of a name.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Where we've chosen a word for each of our characters that begins with M and put them all together into one name. And I can't remember the full thing yet still. But it's something like most marvellous, magical, marauding mosaic of misfits or something.
Yeah.
And if you spell it all out, including the little words in between, it reads Mum. And my drunken character just had this idea because we were all talking about our backstories. Like, none of us knew our mothers. Is that why we called ourselves Mum? Because we have a lust, a need for a mother's touch. I don't know. We all lost it. I don't know. It was good fun. And it was intimate. It was kind of weird having just 3 of us instead of 6, because the 6 of us, it's just much louder normally.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful.
I must admit, even though half the group wasn't there, which is going to make this sound bad, but I think that was one of my favourite sessions, just purely because I think it gave you 3 slightly more time to talk to each other. And you bonded better, and you managed to have that RP rather than me trying to divvy up the time more. So I did really enjoy that, and I just want to clarify one bit quick. It's not the first coming of Jesus. His god is Bahamut.
I was paraphrasing with metaphors.
I just don't want like it's probably not going to happen because I don't know if we're going to get like 10 views on this, but I don't want someone on the internet to be like, Jesus isn't in Eberron. Like, what are you talking
They
about?
didn't even know it was Eberron until you said.
Well, D&D, you know what I mean.
Jesus could be in D&D if we want him to. That's the whole point.
Yeah, I know. I was just clarifying. But I did want to say one of the things I loved about that scene as well is I believe Strawthen got you to make a speech on stage.
Oh yeah. First time my high Christmas score has actually come in any use.
Yeah. And it was brilliant. Like he'd written it out and sent it to you, and it was a great speech. And one
I actually
of the
put a
other
voice on, and I love doing voices, so it's fun.
It's good. But yeah, the Drowier, the druid, water genasi druid, used his water magic stuff to make was it like smoke machine effect as well?
Yeah, and I had like lighting going on with my cantrips and stuff.
Yeah.
And we just wowed this
so
poor
good.
like little pub of drunks and convinced them that we literally had the Messiah in the room.
Yeah.
It was great.
I
And
love
we were all
it.
drunk
So
ourselves.
brilliant. Yeah.
I bought, at the beginning of it, my character bought a bottle of champagne intending for it to last the whole night. And every time the other characters went up to get another round, they got another bottle of champagne. So we ended up with like 4 bottles or whatever.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think you decided to take one back to the ship with you, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
For special occasions.
No.
Yes, yes.
That was good. I do actually want to bring one other moment up quick. In the game that we both play in.
Uh-huh.
And it was meeting Moot.
Yes. Oh, Moot.
It's such the classic D&D thing. Moot is a little goblin girl.
She talks like Stitch. Before I
Yeah.
even knew she was a goblin or female or anything else, when she was literally just a voice speaking to you from inside a cornfield, I was in love with her because she talks like Stitch. And Forrest, the guy who DMs that game, nailed the voice, and I love it.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful moment. But I think one of the things that made it better, just for me personally, because I was on watch on my own, and I just failed every check to
Oh
try
my
and do
gosh.
anything.
3 nat ones in a row.
Yeah.
1 in 8,000 chance. Beautiful.
And my last nat 1, I was trying to climb over a fence sneakily, and I got a nat 1 and just essentially face planted into this field. My character just rolled over and was like, I'm done with the world.
And then you
then
plucked a
this
nice
little-
juicy corn off the
Yeah.
cob, and in
Yeah.
comes this voice.
Yeah.
Tastes good now. I know we're not supposed to take. That's my impression of. Yeah.
Oh, it was quite good, yeah.
Good. That was good.
It was, yeah, and just the character is great. Adorable little goblin girl who's being not so much smuggled, but the person she's traveling with is keeping her a secret so that she doesn't get attacked. But I did find it funny that we're all you guys were all asleep, but you as players were like, we want to adopt the goblin.
Yes. Again, adopting NPCs is fun.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, good times, good times.
that's a good time.
Well, it is time for us to once more climb aboard I forgot what I called it now. I've given it a name. I've probably given it like 3 different names. The Fantasy Hyperdrive or something? Is that what I called it?
Fantasy warp, I don't know.
To our final section. Our
Ooh.
improvised RP section.
Ooh. Diddly-lee.
Batman. Wait, no. Welcome to Quick RP. Who the heck knows if this is going to work? Because we just threw together an idea for this first one. We've both got 2 level 4 characters. One pair of which share a campaign, Valnot and Venari.
Yes.
Erythor, my character from your campaign. Amnesty, your character from my campaign, who's technically level 3, but we leveled her up.
Yeah.
Let's just have a fight.
Yeah,
I don't know how this will go. We could go on for ages.
yeah, I think it'd be fun.
What?
I don't know whether this is going to work because I hope people listen, but we'll see. Is if we have the fight and have people see if they can guess what classes our characters are.
Okay. I think I've already given mine away, but okay.
We'll edit it out. It's fine.
Right. I don't know how this is going to work. We're just going to jump into some sort of void of existence where all 4 characters exist, and they're just going to roll initiative. No words. They're just like, you're on my team. You 2 are together. I'm going to attack you. Let's go.
Yup. Right, I'm grabbing my dice.
Dice time. I'm going to roll initiative for Aerothor. 13. We should just want to write this down. Pine, can you write it down?
Yep, got an notepad.
Aerothor got 13.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have written on this sheet. Whoopsie.
Brilliant. And Valnot got a whopping 14.
Okay.
Just imagine like the Pokemon battle music's playing.
Oh. Amnesty got 17.
Damn it.
Benari got 15.
Brilliant. So you're going first, twice. Hit me.
Okay. Let me say we're starting within a certain range of each other. That is my first question.
I don't know, like standing next to each other. Well, our teams are standing next to each other and we're like 20 feet apart. I don't know.
Okay.
More than that? What do you want?
No, that's fine with me. First up is Amnesty. Yeah, she's gonna run up with her quarterstaff, and gonna actually go for Valmont. I
Alrighty.
think that's gonna be interesting. And she is going to use her bonus action to maybe that's doing the right thing. Study Valmont to be able to deal extra damage to him if she hits.
Well, la dee da.
Let's see if I hit. I don't think 15 to hit.
That's a miss.
Damn it.
Glances off of his. What's he doesn't glance off armor. He's not wearing armor. He's just really dexterous. He leans
Dodges
away,
out the way.
calls a little duck. Like, whoo! Stop trying to hit me and hit me, fool.
And then. Ooh, this is tempting.
Do it.
Oh, now I have to be in touch range for that. Fuck.
Do it.
I'm gonna cast Bane on both your characters.
What does that do?
You have to make a charisma saving throw.
Ah.
I'll tell you what it does when you do your thing.
Aerothor gets a 23.
That passes.
Valnot gets an 8.
That fails. Okay.
Dang it.
So Valnot must subtract a d4 from the number you roll for attack rolls and saving throws.
Dang it. I don't like it. Rude. Anything else? Feels like I'm DMing your turn and you're going to DM my turn.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to use my bonus action. This is going to give away something to give Amnesty Bardic Inspiration.
Fair enough.
Diddly-diddly.
Has Venari moved?
Venari has not moved.
And is that your
She's-
turn?
Yes.
Who
like
was
that may
first
have
out of
been
my
a
players? I've
mistake.
already forgotten. Valnot, right?
Valmont, yeah.
Valnot moves 10 feet forward and then spends a key point to activate his reach arms. Which means...
Wait,
you...
10 feet forward would be into Amnesty?
Yeah, well, I'll skirt around her.
Okay. Simon, are you leaving her threatened range?
I'm just double checking it. I'm tempted to also use another key point. Can I do that? Damn it, they're both bonus actions. Fuck. Typical. Screw it, I'll take an opportunity of attack.
Okay.
You're going to use up your reaction.
Yes.
Do it. Hit me.
Fuck. I do not hit you. I rolled a 3.
Excellent. So when I'm standing with Amnesty and Venari 10 feet away from me either side, my arms engage. You need to do some dex throw saves.
Okay, 1 for each.
Yes.
Okay.
DC is 13.
Yeah, Amnesty makes it with a 14. And Venari fails.
Venari takes 7 force damage. Just from the existence of my arms, they're that beefy. That's my bonus action.
Did he just summon them with like 2 fists, just like boof?
Yeah, like either side of it's gone poof, like I don't know, like an outward blast towards each other's head. And Amnesty's like, nope. And then while I'm here, I will go for an unarmed strike on Benari, I think.
Okay.
And I have to subtract a d4, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be a miss, isn't it? Before I even subtract the d4. Or is it? What's Venari? Let's think. That's oh, it's 11. Yeah, that's a miss. That's Valnot's turn. Erythor. What's Erythor going to do? I feel like I want to do like very similar. Are we saying then that Erythor is also engaged with Amnesty?
If we said they started next to each other, so
Then
I'm
yes.
thinking so. Yeah.
But you've already used your reactions. Erythor's going to do the same thing and move 10 feet forward. And he's going to spend a sorcery point to do careful spell on Arms of Adar. That's right.
No.
He selects Valnot to automatically save on the throw.
Okay.
And meanwhile,
Still takes half damage, right?
I need some charisma saves, I believe. Let me double check. Or it might be
charisma.
dexterity. Hold on, let me double check. Spells. Arms of Adar. Strength save, never mind. DC 14.
Okay, that's worse. Fail for Amnesty and fail for Venari. I need new fucking dice.
Nice. Yeah, okay, so that's 9 damage to both. And
Oof.
no reactions until the start of your next turn. Although Amnesty's already used hers, so no reaction for Venari until the next turn. And then Valnot will also take 4. Does Erythor
how
have
much
a
damage
bonus? Sorry?
Did you say 9 damage?
9 damage, yes. What should we bonus action? Do we have any bonus actions? Do we have any bonus actions? Probably should have thought about this first. You know what? That's it. Erythor's happy. He's just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
He's a mad lad.
Okay, Amnesty's going to change tack slightly and she's going to go after Erythor.
Not Erythor, no.
Yes, come in for it. Oh, no, wait, hang on. No, she's not, because she's already got the Hunter's thing on Valnot.
Oh no.
Which I should have done, so I'm going for Valnot. Wait, do I have to declare Bardic Inspiration beforehand or afterwards?
Well, you've already done Bardic Inspiration.
I haven't used it. You don't have to use it on the first.
Oh, I see. You carry on. We can be loose with the rules, who cares? There's no DM.
Okay. So that is a 16 to hit.
Oh, just hit.
Yeah.
Dodges out the way, but it scrapes against his face or wherever the hell you're aiming for. Is it his face?
There's a smack across the back, probably.
Just smack. Like he's choking.
Yep.
Just got a thumped him on the back.
That is. Oh, I only get an extra.
Well, no, what attack was this?
It was a quarterstaff two-handed
This is fine.
attack with the. So that is. Hang on, bear with me. 11 plus... That is 15 points of damage.
15!
Yep. And then I'm going to use a key point and get 2 unarmed strikes.
I never fucking got 15 damage with a quarterstaff. What the hell? Hey, do your
That's
strikes.
because of the focused hunter.
Oh, fuck.
With the first unarmed strike, which is basically like the tail whipping around to hit you, is a 22 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 7 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, and the other one I rolled a 2, so that's not going to hit.
Happy day. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, and yeah, I moved towards you. Yeah, that's me. And then it is Venari's turn. Cool.
I was going to say, that's not you.
It's not me.
I think I'm going to die.
I don't think you are. Because Venari's going to cast Cure Wounds on herself.
Wow.
Because she nearly died.
Boo.
So that is... Oofed. I rolled a 1 and a 6. Yay. So that's 7 plus 6. 4. 13. Banana. Bardic Inspiration.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Banana. Bardic Inspiration to Amnesty.
Okay.
That's a bonus action.
Right. Okay. I need a D10 because Valnot is going to. He's going to second win because that hurt. So 1d10 plus 1 for a bonus action. Oh, 10 HP back. Lovely. And then as an action, he's going to give Amnesty a good old thumping. He's going to try.
Come at me.
Oh, that's much more promising than last time. 18.
Yeah, that hits.
What is my damage for armor strike these days? I've forgotten.
More than mine.
1d8 plus 3 force. 1d8. 5. 8 force damage to Amnesty.
Oofed.
Yeah, he's going to just stay where he is. And Erythor is going to do some stuff. What's the stuff Erythor's going to do? Let's think about that. Erythor is going to 2 sorcery points to quicken the casting of my favourite new spell, Shadow Blade.
Not Shadow Blade.
Oh no, I don't even need to quicken that. It's already a bonus action. I cast Shadow Blade as a bonus action. And then I'm gonna fucking use it and attack Amnesty.
How dare you.
Where are we? Shadow Blade. 21.
Oofed. Yes.
10 psychic damage.
Ooh.
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 Okay.
That's my turn.
Jesus.
10 psychic damage.
Oh, I wish that was a bonus action, but it's not.
Bonus action. Do 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 do. Don't know why I'm singing the Transformers theme.
Oh, that's an action as well. Fuck. I'm assuming they've both got their reactions back now.
Yep.
Because it's been your turn.
Indeedy.
I'm debating doing something interesting or...
Do it.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Levitate on Valnot.
I don't like it. Don't do it. Right, so Valnot's flying into the sky, presumably.
Yep, so one creature or object you choose raises vertically up to 20 feet. So I move him 20 feet, it's suspended in the air.
And then let it drop by any chance?
Not at the moment!
Oh. Oh, and it's force movement as well, so I don't get opportunity of attack.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay, well, carry on. What's next?
I'm going to take use one key point to take the dodge action.
As which one's this as?
As a bonus action as Venari. Sorry, Amnesty.
As Amnesty. Damn it.
That's illegal. Dodge. Oh, that's annoying.
And I'm assuming Erythor's now in melee range with Venari.
Is Venari moved closer?
Well, no, you. Oh, did you throw the Shadow Blade?
I thought I attacked Amnesty.
Oh, did you? Yes, you did. That's my bad. Yep, sorry. In that case, then, I think this is a house rule. But I'm going to use my bonus action to switch out my loot thing, and bring out Time's Edge and flank. Flank Erythor with Venari. And attack with Time's Edge.
I don't like
So I get advantage. Yeah, that's gonna be a 24 hit.
I can't even shield. Yeah, that hits.
I rolled a 19. Where's my dice gone? Where's my D8? Oh, it's there. That's a D6 for sneak attack.
Damn it. Oh god, did you get max damage?
No, I rolled a 1 on both.
Yes!
I do a grand total of 5 damage.
That's still not bad for once.
Oh, fucking hell.
Now what? What do you mean it?
Yeah, but that was a maximum of 15 damage.
Well,
No,
is it my
17
turn?
damage, but yeah. Hang on.
what do you mean my turn?
No, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. What the hell am I going to do with Val? No.
He is levitating.
This is a concentration spell. Suppose you don't have to tell me, damn
It
it.
is,
Oh, you
but
told
it's
me anyway.
not. It's not actually. I don't know whether it's not Amnesty. Well, it is Amnesty that casts it, but it's through an item.
I know, I gave you the item. It's
Yes,
still a
so I don't
concentration
know
spell.
whether. Okay, I didn't know whether items required concentration, but that's fine.
I guess I should clarify that before next session.
Yeah.
Val's gonna toss a dart at Amnesty. That's all I can do, and she's got
Okay.
dodge, right?
Yes.
Oh, I rolled a 5, so ignore that. That's Val's turn pretty much done, because he can't do anything else. Erythor, I think it's time to use my old favourite wombo combo. Sorcery points. Use 2 of those to quicken Dissonant Whispers to a bonus action, and cast that at Amnesty.
Okay.
I need you to do something. I don't remember what this spell does.
Wisdom save?
Yes, wisdom save.
18.
Damn it, you passed, but you still take half damage.
Okay.
Half of 7, which is 3 psychic damage. Well, I don't get my opportunity attack on you, but I will. I will then follow up with a regular old attack from the Shadow Blade, which again is going to be disadvantage, right? Oh,
Yep.
that's sad, because my first roll was a natural 20. But my second roll was a 17, and I'm pretty sure with bonuses that's still going to hit.
Okay.
What's your AC? Yeah, that adds up to a 20. That's going to be a hit, right?
Yeah.
So 2d8 plus 2. Oh, it's spicy. It's 13 damage.
Amnesty goes down.
Yay! Oh, fuck. Valnot falls 30 feet and takes, what, 3d6 falling damage?
20 feet, so I think it's 2d6.
Oh, 9 falling
I
damage.
can only
then.
raise you.
Assuming you're happy that I rolled it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
If it had been 2 full damage, would have been like, no, I'm going to roll that.
that's your turn.
Okay, well, do I even make a death? I'll make a death save. Just cause.
I don't think you're doing a
Brilliant.
death save. We're not trying to kill each other.
Oh, and then let's have a look. Cure wounds on Amnesty.
Boo.
What am I rolling for that? D8. I rolled so low. 3 and a 1 plus 6. So I only got to come back up with 10 hit points. But she can't take a turn anyway.
Rip.
Because she was not in that turn order.
Chop chop.
I'm sorry. Bear with me. There's so much on here that
There's
I
a
haven't
bear
used
with
yet.
you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I actually made that joke earlier to myself.
I love it.
I was like, God damn it, Sounds. All those things are actions, so yeah, that is my turn.
I'm going to assume that Valent is prone, so he spends half his movement standing up.
Yes.
Then, I suppose he would have landed next to where he took off, which means he's still next to Amnesty. So I can't move away without taking an opportunity. He'll flank Amnesty with Aerothor, though. And give her the old 1-2.
Brilliant.
What's the status of rolling against Amnesty at this point?
Advantage. It'll be advantage anyway because she's prone and it's melee.
Well, thank fuck, because the first roll was a natural 1. That's an 18 plus some stuff.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Very
Amnesty
nice.
dies again.
Well, it's 11 damage, so yeah. 11 force damage.
Damn it.
And then Valent's going to move over and use his bonus action to do a flurry of blows with a key point on Venari and do a critical miss. So I guess he punches Aerothor instead. Let's see what happens. Aerothor takes 9 force damage.
Amazing.
But it was flurry of blows, so there's another one coming. Are you kidding me? I actually
Don't tell
rolled
me you
another
rolled.
that one.
Oh
Fuck
my
my
God.
life. And then I roll max damage on the attack. Aerothor takes another... Aerothor goes down! I had exactly 11 HP and rolled an 8 on the D8. And my damage is a D8 plus 3. So Valence is fallen from the sky. He knocked Amnesty out and they're like, fuck you, Aerothor. Aerothor falls.
Oh,
Venari's
no.
turn. Oh my god. 2 critical misses. Oh, sad time.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Swear if you kill wounds again.
No. Venari's actually gonna start singing a hypnotic tune.
Uh-oh.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. How do I get Valent? 10.
You fail.
I guessed as much.
You must move a number of feet equal to 5 times my bardic inspiration die, so bear with me. 30 feet. Oh no, wait, 5 times. 15 feet. Basically just as far away from me as you can.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna use my attack of opportunity on that.
Uh-huh.
Oof, I don't think that's gonna hit. No, that's a 12.
Whew.
And then she is going to move 30 feet away.
So we're 45 feet away, you say?
Yes.
Is it my turn?
She tried. She tried, okay.
Is it my turn?
Hang on. I've got a bonus action here somewhere.
Do you, though? Do you have a bonus action, Pine? Do you really? Can anything save you from the man who can only hit his own friends? Of which Venari is one of them. He's hit her before.
Oh, yeah.
He's hit her before by accident.
Yeah, the witch is just going to take over and completely destroy you. Yeah, this doesn't say anything about me keeping control of you, so I do think you gain consciousness on your turn.
I see. Excellent.
Yeah.
Is that your turn
Okay.
then?
Yeah, I really don't.
Would you like to hazard a guess as to what Valent's speed is?
45 feet?
Exactly. He's just going to sprint right up and give you a good old 1-2.
Well, it was worth a try.
That's an 18 plus some stuff, plus 5. 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
For 5 damage.
Oofed. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I put my thing down. Right, there we go.
Bonus action, second hit. 4. The same roll, 23. I keep getting the same roll twice in a row.
Brilliant.
Another 5 damage.
Okay.
Damn it.
She's still up.
Damn it. Your turn.
Well, the thing is, she's a support character. She's not meant to be one-on-one with people.
I know, but I have a ridiculously low amount of health, so go on. I reckon this is the last round. One way or the other.
Fuck it. Use my action to switch out to a different sword. Just put one in one side and bring the... No, in fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep my one out because I've got a better chance to hit. I'm just going to try and hit you with Time's Edge. Come on, roll well. Ooh, 18.
That hits.
Yes. 10 points of damage.
Are you kidding me?
Am I killing you?
I said, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
Do you want to guess how many hit points Valor has?
11?
10.
Ah! Fuck yes!
I can't believe I killed my own friend with 2 natural ones that were exactly lethal. And then you hit me with something that's also exactly lethal.
Oh, I love that so much. I was only on 9 HP.
2 nat ones! Come on! Well, on that depressing note from my point of view, and on Pine's glorious victory,
Woohoo!
it's time to end whatever the hell this podcast is called.
Yes, the name will be on the below this thing.
Yes, below the thing.
I was gonna say below the video, but then I was like, it's an audio media, so like below the audio track. I don't know.
It'll be somewhere. Who knows?
Find it.
You probably read it before you heard any of this, so we're just talking for no reason.
Yes.
But yeah, we hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting words, my friend?
Play D&D. It's a great game, or any other tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. I don't know why it's in my head. Bye.
Bye.